Hello, everyone. Thankful to be here. Like she said, my name is Brandon Street, and I am with Creative Collab. So I'm one of the co-founders of Creative Collab, and we are a collaboration incubator. We are a full-service NFT agency, and we offer everything from smart contract development to websites, logos, designs, 3D, metaverse integration, metaverse build-outs, consultation, and legal compliance as well. My business partner is an attorney in the blockchain space for Bull Blockchain, and he is also one of the other co-founders of this business. And we are mainly focused on bringing resources together from one place to the next. I know that there's a need for resources between, let's say, a website or a 3D developer, and a lot of people don't necessarily have access to quality resources. So my whole push is making sure that we are being intentional and collaborating. And so let's go into the next slide here. I want to talk about the psychology of collaboration. There's a man by the name of Abraham Maslow, and he has a theory called the hierarchy of needs. And in this theory, he talks about several things. One of them is self-actualization, which is basically being the best version that you can be. He talks about belonging to a community. He talks about esteem, whether it be self-esteem or respect or something of that nature. And the one that I want to touch on the most is the fact that the belonging of a community. And he talks about belonging to a tribe and wanting to survive and thrive in a tribe. And that is the reason why people look into these NFT communities, is because they think that it will bring them something that will push them ahead to the next level in life. There's so much competition. Where do we belong? So I know you guys know that there's thousands of NFT projects out there. And when it comes to marketing, there's really no way to, it's an oversaturated market, essentially. So you look at the Bored Apes and you say, oh, I can't afford that. So that's the first thing that you think, I can't buy one of those. And then you see another project that's a little bit cheaper, but maybe it has the same artwork. And so you say, oh, maybe I should get into this project. You know, it seems like a cool community. The artwork is similar. But at the end of the day, there's confusion because you don't really know where you should go. And you feel like you have to pick one community over the other. But at the end of the day, you don't have to tie yourself down to just one community. You can be involved in all the communities. And the fact that we have a price point that is pretty much the gateway into the club is a problem in itself. When you go to Speedway gas station or whatever gas station you're familiar with, they'll let you join the club no matter what. If you have a Chick-fil-A app, you're in the club. It's a free app. If you shop with Chick-fil-A, you're earning points, and they don't charge you for those points. It's just simply, doing business with them, and there's no buy-in. So I want to talk about shared resources. In my opinion, at an event like this, every single person here should be sharing their resources with the next person or the next project or the next company. A lot of times you might go to someone, oh, who did your game? Who did your app? And they may or may not want to necessarily give that information up. Or, hey, would you mind introducing me to that person? Oh, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Or maybe they don't feel like they want to because they think that if they introduce you to their resources, then you might do better than them, and then you might lose a customer or lose a client or lose an investor or a community member just by simply giving a quality resource to another company or another project, when in reality, what we need to be doing is setting the standard. I want to also talk about cross-promotion. Here is one of the things that we can be doing as NFT projects to kind of boost the publicity that we're getting with one another. So cross-promotion is a method in which basically you can allow another brand to use your logo or your design or your image in a, let's say, post or a campaign. Similar concept would be if the Trix Bunny, the cereal Trix Bunny was on the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal box. That would be kind of weird. You would think that that's weird, but at the end of the day, it's bringing publicity to both brands. When Coca-Cola and Pepsi talk about one another in a negative way on a campaign, or I remember there was a commercial, I'll tell you, that the Pringles had, and what they did was there was a guy with a bag of Lay's, and he put his hand in the bag and he eats some Lay's chips, And then he goes up to a squeaky door hinge and he rubs his fingers on the door hinge and it didn't squeak anymore. And then it popped up and said Pringles. It's like, okay, yeah, that's a great way to, dump on your competition, but at the end of the day, it's bringing promotion to both companies. Again, setting the standard. I think that the issue in the community right now is the fact that everyone thinks everyone's competition, but we all need to realize that there's still 80 to 90% of the world that doesn't know what an NFT is or heard about it but hasn't gotten into it or even crypto or even downloaded a wallet before. So everyone in this space should be considered a partner, and no one should be considered competition. There's a reason why Verizon doesn't raise their price too high or drop their price too low in comparison to the competition with, let's say, T-Mobile. And it's because they don't need to undercut that price by 40% on the margin just because they can to win a customer over. They know that the prices, the standard of the prices for phones all the way across the board or for a monthly phone service is going to be pretty much in that certain margin of 10% plus or minus, to where that's the standard. You're looking at different features when it comes to how much data do I get here. The price is pretty much going to be the same, but now I'm getting different features that come with that. So we should be responsible for setting that standard of quality and giving the onboarded Web 2 individual a chance to, look into different decision-making factors when it comes to why I'm joining a project, and not just the price difference necessarily. What is the story behind it? Who are the founders? What is their story? What are the overall goals? What are the long-term goals for this project? Things like that. Another way that collaboration can be done is community events and meetups. Being intentional and doing joint community events and joint meetups. There's a lot of projects in the space that are doing meetups, but if you partner with one or two other organizations, then of course you have an outreach to their fan base as well. And I know you guys see a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about in the space happening, but I don't think that it's very intentional. There are a few organizations that are being intentional, but in my mind, every single post right now should be a joint collab every single time. Of course, Twitter and discourse-based conversations, being intentional and bringing other organizations into the Discord to host dual spaces on Twitter and dual AMAs on Discord, or 3 different organizations, because all you're doing is bringing all the community members from those organizations into your Twitter conversation and into your Discord AMA. Also, Twitter spaces are very powerful because not only do you have access to the immediate fan base and the immediate following on these social medias, but of course you can see when there's a Twitter space going on at the top, and then you can reshare that Twitter space. So being intentional and hosting Twitter spaces is definitely important right now. And then lastly but not least, joint marketing campaigns. Everything that we're talking about on all these slides, you want to make sure that you're organizing a campaign so that it is structured. Each organization involved should have a schedule, and so then when one company is posting, then you alternate, and then the other company can post. And so then you're sharing the content with one another and working on the content together to make it the most quality content that you can make, and then making sure that you have an organized campaign. And that is everything. If you look at the bottom right, you'll see my Twitter handle, and we've got some cool projects that we're working on. We've got about 30 plus NFT communities that we have access to, that we have done partnerships with. We are verified metaverse agency with the Sandbox as well, and we've got about 600,000 plus users that we are about to onboard into our new platform that will be launching. But I didn't want to talk too much about that today. I just wanted to talk about the power of collaboration. So if you guys are interested to learn more, feel free to follow me at bstriz with 3 Z's at the end. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was excellent.